First question. An isothermal process is a first option slow process, second option quick process, third option very quick process, fourth option both 1 and 2. Isothermal process is a very slow process. Second question. In which of the following process the internal energy of the system remains constant? First option adiabatic, second option isochoric, third option isobaric, fourth option isothermal. In isothermal process, temperature is constant, therefore internal energy is also constant. Third question. For the Boyle's law to hold good, the necessary condition is first option isobaric, second option isothermal, third option isochoric, fourth option adiabatic. For the Boyle's law hold good, temperature is constant. So in isothermal process, temperature is constant. Therefore, second option is correct answer. Fourth question. The specific heat of a gas in isothermal process is specific heat S equal to 1 by m into dq by dt. In isothermal process, temperature equal to constant. Temperature is constant. Therefore, change in temperature dt equal to 0. Therefore, specific heat S equal to 1 by m into dq by 0 equal to infinity. So first option is correct answer. Fifth question. If an ideal gas is isothermally expanded, its internal energy will, first option, increase, second option, decrease, third option, remain same, fourth option, decrease or increase depending on nature of the gas. In isothermal process, temperature is constant. Internal energy is a function of temperature. Therefore, internal energy U is also constant. So, internal energy will remain same. Third option is correct answer. Sixth question. The conversion of water into ice is an, first option, isothermal process, second option, isochoric process, third option, adiabatic process, fourth option, entropy process. The conversion of water into ice is a melting process. So during the process of melting, temperature remains constant. So the process is an example of isothermal process. So first option is correct answer. Seventh question. Certain amount of heat supplied to an ideal gas under isothermal conditions will result in, first option, rise in temperature, second option, doing external work and a change in temperature, third option, doing external work, fourth option, an increase in the internal energy of the gas. So according to first law of thermodynamics, delta Q equal to delta U plus delta W. In isothermal process, temperature is constant. That implies internal energy is also constant. Therefore, du equal to 0. Therefore, delta Q equal to delta W. So the amount of heat supplied is completely utilized to do external work. Therefore, third option is correct answer. Eighth question. For a certain mass of a gas, isothermal relation between P and V are shown by the graphs at two different temperatures, T1 and T2. Then here, mass is constant. Mass small m is constant, molecular weight capital M is also constant. According to ideal gas equation, PV equal to small m by capital M into R into T. Here capital R is universal gas constant. It is always constant. Small m and capital M are also constant. Therefore, PV is directly proportional to the absolute temperature T. Here, area under graph. Area under PV graph equal to temperature. So, for the temperature T1 graph, area is horizontally shaded part. For the temperature T2 graph, area is vertically shaded part. Therefore, vertically shaded part area is more than the area of horizontally shaded part. Therefore, T2 greater than T1 or T1 less than T2. Ninth question. The isothermal bulk modulus of an ideal gas at pressure P is, in isothermal process, PV equal to, according to Boyle's law, PV equal to constant. At constant temperature, PV equal to constant. Now, I am differentiating this equation with respect to volume. D by dV of PV equal to D by dV of constant. That implies V into D by dV of V plus V into D by dV of V equal to 0. That implies V plus V into dP by dV equal to 0. That implies dP by dV equal to minus P by V. isothermal bulk modulus of the gas equal to minus dP by dV by V, that equal to minus V into dP by dV, that equal to minus V into minus P by V, that equal to P, pressure of the gas. So isothermal bulk modulus of the gas is equal to pressure of the gas. Tenth question. 1 mole of an ideal gas undergoes an isothermal change at temperature T so that its volume V is doubled. R is the molar gas constant. Work done by the gas during this change is, so here in isothermal process, work done is given by the formula W equal to nRT into log of V2 by V1 with respect to base G. N is number of moles, R is universal gas constant, T is absolute temperature, V1 is initial volume, V2 is final volume. Here, given that V1 equal to V, V2 equal to 2V, number of moles N equal to 1. Therefore, W equal to RT into log of 2V by V, that equal to RT into log 2 with respect to base. Eleventh question. 1 mole of oxygen O2 gas having a volume equal to 22.4 liters at 0 degrees Celsius and 1 atmospheric pressure is compressed isothermally so that its volume reduces to 11.2 liters. The work done in this process is, here initial volume V1 equal to 22.4 liters. V2 equal to 11.2 liter. Temperature T equal to 0 plus 273 equal to 273 Kelvin. Pressure, 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay. Number of moles, N equal to 1. So work done in isothermal process is W equal to nRT into 2.303 into log of V2 by V1 with respect to base 10. That equal to 1 into R is 8.314 into 273 into 2.303 into log of 11.2 by 22 to 22.4 with respect to base 10. This is equal to 8.314 into 273 into 2.303 into log of 1 by 2 with respect to base 10. This is equal to 8.314 into 273 into 2.303 into log 1 with respect to base 10 minus log 2 with respect to base 10. This is equal to 8.314 into 273 into 2.303 into log 1 with respect to base 10 is 0 minus log 2 with respect to base 10 is 0.3010. This is equal to minus 1572.5 joules nearly. Twelfth question. The triatomic gas is heated isothermally. The percentage of heat energy is used to increase the internal energy is. So the percentage of heat energy used to increase the internal energy is du by dq into 100. But in isothermal process, du equal to 0. Therefore, the percentage of heat energy utilized to increase the internal energy is 0%. 13th question. A container of volume 1 meter cube is divided into two equal compartments, one of which contains an ideal gas at 300 Kelvin. The other compartment is vacuum. The whole system is thermally isolated from its surroundings. The partition is removed and the gas expands to occupy the whole volume of the container. Its temperature now would be volume of the container is 1 meter cube. It is divided into two equal parts. In one part, there is an ideal gas which is at a temperature 300 Kelvin. Here, it is vacuum. So, in vacuum, pressure equal to 0. It is thermally insulated. So, thermally isolated. Thermal isolated means dq equal to 0. That means heat energy will not be transmitted from its to surroundings or from surroundings to the compartment. So dq equal to 0. Now the container is partition is removed. It occupies the volume of the total container, but work done dW equal to P into dV. Here pressure is 0, therefore work done is also 0. According to first law of thermodynamics, dQ equal to du plus dW. So 0 equal to du plus 0. That implies du equal to 0. That implies internal energy is a function of temperature. Therefore dt equal to 0. That implies temperature is constant. So the temperature is now also T equal to 300 Kelvin, which is equal to initial temperature.